increase love and dignity in your society. People will prefer to live with you. And what is the benefit when the most talented people of earth prefer to live with you? You get the best doctor of the world. You get the best engineer of the world. You get the best teacher of the world. And the practical example is the developed world, that your brothers, your sisters prefer to work there and not here. But they are not accepting the thrown out people. They are accepting the best among you. So your cream, developed at your resources, trained at your resources, are not serving your community because of your attitude. So make this attitude change and attract the best people on earth to serve you, and not possible with a single hand. You must play your role. You will have to contribute and prove your price, your worth, how much worth you are, how much should be given to you. It depends on how much you give to others. Balances must be there. And that's it for today's lecture. And if you have any question, any common question, any awkward question, because the only distance between teacher and a student should be there, that when you start disrespect of a teacher or disrespect of a book, you can never learn from it. A little bit distance must be there. A teacher should not be sitting with you in cafes, in grounds, and all these things. But a teacher should not be so much reserved that you feel embarrassed or scared to ask something. So open up your minds. Come closer to your teachers. Ask them. It is not a bad thing for me or embarrassing thing for me if I can't answer you. But at least I will show you the way how to move forward. I have told you that the knowledge is not a small thing, that a single human being can encompass all the disciplines, the past, future, and present of your earth are a single element, as I told you. We have very limited knowledge, but we have the skills how to open up new windows. We will show you the windows. I usually tell my students that if you ask me, what is a microscope? And I reply you that it is an instrument to resolve an object beyond the resolving power of a healthy naked eye. You declare me as a great professor because I answered your question in one sentence in an understandable manner. What the wise people do, what the wise teachers do, they will tell you that go to library and read that particular book about electron microscopy. When you go out, you say the teacher even doesn't know the definition of microscope. But you know what he did? He gave you a 10, 12, 15 chapters book on your question. At the end of each chapter, there may be 10, 20, 30, 40, 100 references. At the end of each reference, there can be 10, 20, 30, 40, 100 references more. So he opened up a new world for you. And you taught him that he couldn't answer my question. And the one who blocked you that yes, this is the definition, and you didn't go to the library, that was the end of your knowledge. So always think about these things. We give definitions to students. Yes, we define things. It is not a bad thing. But if somebody advises you to go to book, it shouldn't be considered bad, because he opened up a new world in your life, a new window in your life. And in every window there are hundreds and thousands of more windows, and you can go along that path indefinitely. So always be clear, always be positive, never become negative. And that will be the key to a happier and successful life. I also long for having such a nice language, such a nice impression, so that I can communicate with people. But sometimes it becomes difficult for everyone. So if you do something wrong, it is equally not unusual. Don't feel guilty to such a level that you destroy your life. Human being is born with some intrinsic negatives. Try to suppress them. If it happens, then it doesn't mean that was the end of it. If you do something negative, unexpected from you with a friend, and he becomes unhappy with you, this never means that was the end. If you go after him and again convince him, he may be much better friend than he was before that. Confessing your fault is much, much higher than not doing it. Sometimes your faults, your errors, your mistakes become your excellent teachers. So never take anything negative. Learn from bad people that doing something bad is wrong, and learn from good people that doing good is right. So both are your teachers. As Allah tells in Quran that I have given you clear indications, clear symbol in this world. So every particle of this universe is a teacher. When something shows itself to you and you learn what it is, this means that thing was your teacher. So everything is a teacher in this world. If you have got a mind to learn, if you have a will to learn, and of course this world will be yours if you handle it with wisdom and quality and with a good faith. May Allah help us. Any question?
Sir, as you said during your lecture that the basic difference between the scientist and the engineer is that the scientist first build to understand and the engineer understand to build. Please justify this statement.
When you see that light is diffracted by a crystal, right? You put the light source here, you put the crystal here, and you put the diffraction recording here. So you design an experiment to understand the principle of diffraction of light. But people ask the engineer that make me a room that when sunlight falls upon it and only blue lights or red light comes in. So he builds something to do that job for the person. So he understands things to build, and teacher, the scientist, builds to understand things. That is the designing of experiments. designing. So my aim was telling that you design experiments to explain things. For example, for the graviton experiment, they design a particular setup to detect that graviton, right? So, but how to use them? Then engineer knows from the scientist that when you do this will happen, and then he makes products upon that. But this never means that these are any separate fields or different fields. When a physicist studies chemistry, he calls it chemical physics. And when a chemist studies physics, he calls it physical chemistry. There is no difference, not much difference. All knowledges are interconvertible or usable by everyone. Never say that I am not an engineer and that person is an engineer. When you are making tea, a cup of tea, what are you doing? You need nicotine into your body. That is why you are making tea. But when you put boiled water upon tea leaves, it becomes very hard. You can't drink it. Its taste is not good. You engineer its taste by putting sugar in it. When you drink it, your stomach doesn't like it because it is more acidic feeling. You put alkaline milk upon it to cancel the acidity. This means you tailor the properties of the cup. How can you prove that you are an engineer? He was such an excellent teacher that even today, when I talk to him for 5 minutes or 2 minutes, I learn something new from him. He is such an excellent reader, such an excellent teacher. But when he rang me, that how can I prove that I am an engineer? I simply told him that, dear sir, you are engineering at micro scale, and I am a chemist, I am engineering at nano and atomic scales. When you are making a compound for a specific application, you are tailoring its composition, you are tailoring its property, you are tailoring its processing, and that is engineering. If you are cooking something, you are engineering it. If you don't understand what is happening to that particular thing during the processing, during the reaction, you are a technician. And when you understand the principles, that what is happening when I heat it through this process, you are a scientist. This is the difference. So there are no hard lines between or among different disciplines. Everything is yours. It depends upon your mind how much you can accommodate. Any question? Thank you very much.